Welcome to this week's episode of Haunted Pub Crawl. How are you, Greg?
Doing all right. I'm doing all right, Ash. We've had a busy night, both of us. So
Yeah,
prior to this, we've been a bit chaotic in the podcasting world, but no, all good. All good. Looking forward to this as
all good.
usual. We're not in the same room this week.
No, sadly,
No,
all alone.
I'm all alone. No, that was good last week, and the outtakes on that are something incredible. It's like being in the audience at a PTK concert. We were laughing that much. Just
Maybe.
nice little topical reference there
Topical
for
thing,
this
yeah.
week. So yeah, so we've got a few pubs we're going to talk about tonight. Are
Yeah.
we? We're just a couple. I'm not sure how many we're going for today. We'll see.
Yeah, two or three. We'll see how it
Two
goes.
out of three. Yeah. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go to. We are in Aberdeen
Cool.
this week, sort of staying up north of Scotland, up in the cold bit of the UK, colder bit. And the first pub I'm going to talk about tonight is a pub called Ma Cameron.
Oh, okay.
Not totally sure how to pronounce it. Probably a Scottish way of saying it.
You've probably just butchered and lost us a load of.
Abigail's Scottish. I should have asked her how to pronounce it.
You should have.
Like McCamerons is what it's called.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. McCamerons.
So it's a traditional Aberdeen boozer with a history dating back to 1746.
Wow.
It's the oldest boozer in Aberdeen. And of course, it's got a ghost.
Obviously.
I mean, it's like nearly 300 years old.
Yeah. Is
Good
it
maths.
the most haunted pub in Aberdeen?
Did not give it that claim for once, which is
That's unusual.
got the oldest haunted pub, maybe. It's
Yeah,
not
maybe.
the most haunted. It's formerly known as Cameron's Inn, which is easy to say. The pub was built on a medieval settlement,
Ooh,
which is why many believe that there are ghosts and entities living there.
cool.
Interestingly, the pub has survived not one, but two fires over the years, with neither having had an explainable cause.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So just two unknown fires starting
Nice.
there. Assistant manager Lindsay Nicholson describes one ghost who they call Bill, whose footsteps can be heard when the pub is closed, and quiet knocking from different rooms, and even voices have been heard when there's nobody around.
Mm.
In the whiskey bar, a room which feels much colder than the other rooms for no reason, they had a beer tap turn on all by itself, and the room next door has had the TV turn on by itself as well. So there's things
Yeah,
being turned
supposedly
on, things happening.
unexplained
Beer
fires.
taps are quite, you have to like lift up.
Yeah, they're not just. It's not just a the thing. You have to sort of
Yeah.
lift and
As long as you don't want to waste any beer, so it's like quite a
yeah. Well,
process. So to turn on by itself, it's a bit weird.
nice.
My favourite bit about this pub is that upstairs there is a secret room. So in one of the walls upstairs, there's like a hatch type small door, similar to like what you'd use to get into an attic. And it's just a small room behind it. And they had workmen in when the owners took over it. They had workmen in, but they were so freaked out in this little creepy room and didn't want to be in there. They wouldn't work in there. And they even left like clothes and drinks in there because they were just so freaked out. It was that creepy. And so since then, it's remained untouched. Even weirder, inside that weird secret room is another small hatch door, which leads to another secret room, but no one has ever been able to gain access to it. So no one actually knows what's in this second small room.
Oh
They're not even
wow.
seen inside it. But there is one of the outside windows that can be seen from the street is the window for that small room, but they've never actually been able to get access to it.
Okay.
So I don't know. I wonder what could be in there. I'd want to definitely go try and get in there somehow if I
Smash
was
a
the owner.
window. Get in there.
Yeah, it's definitely want to be getting there. Two little secret rooms with weird little hatches to get in.
Maybe it's like a cannabis farm.
Hmm, could
Could
be.
be.
Could
That's where the fire started.
be. Downstairs, below the main bar, down a set of creepy, narrow stone stairs, where people have seen things move around and they heard footsteps on the stone stairs behind them when they turn around, thinking someone's coming down it with them. There's been no one there.
That's weird.
Been a couple of paranormal investigation teams there, and they say there's at least one ghost on the grounds. Could be Bill, and they found evidence of EVP. And although most of the staff have reported experiencing weird goings on, hearing voices, hearing footsteps, hearing knocking noises, apart from the workmen when they were in that weird little room, none of them have ever felt threatened or scared. It's just been, yeah, there's things going on. We just get on with it, type stuff.
Like you do.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a friendly vibes coming from the goal. It's only really the sort of that little room that's sort of got a creepy vibe
Yeah.
around it. Apart from that, it's pretty thingy. So yeah, that's McCameron's with its little secret rooms.
Yeah. Nice. I like that. That's a good one. So
Weird.
I'm going to go and talk about mine. This is the Old King's Highway in Inverness. So it's a pub, a hostelry, and it is also a Weatherspoons,
Ah, nice.
the enemy.
Get some cheap booze then.
Yeah, yeah. So looking at it, it looks like a typical kind of pub, hotel in any kind of nondescript town, which is now Weatherspoons. We got that in Whitney as well, where I am. They all turn over there.
That near the train station, by any chance, do you know?
Um,
I've been to the Weatherspoons in Inverness, which is near the
I
train
don't know.
station. Could be
I
that
don't
way.
know. Might be.
Hmm.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, we went over there. We went to see Loch Ness.
Okay,
Went
yeah.
to Inverness first and on the train and stayed got food at the Weatherspoons.
Okay, cool.
Could be that one. That's
Yeah, it could
interesting.
be. Could be. So the Old King's Highway, or King's Highway as it's now called, was originally opened as a hostelry in 1741. So another one that's sort of 300, nearly 300 years old, 280 years old. Again, don't know if it's the most haunted pub. I don't know. But before this, the location on the green was the site of a large monastery. Now, that's got to be have history.
Yeah, for sure.
The original wall of which still exists as one of the standing walls of the Old King's Highway. So it's still part of it. There are many stories in the area of the Aberdeen Green, which highlight its historic importance as a landmark in the city. The Old King's Highway has a number of ghostly goings on, which have been told by staff and punters over the years, including what appears to be poltergeist type activity.
Ooh.
Now, it's interesting because I love a good poltergeist.
You do.
I do. And just before this recording, I was on another recording for someone else talking about poltergeists. So, and we've spoken to many people with poltergeist activity that they've experienced either themselves or been into poltergeist houses. So it particularly perked my interest when I started seeing this. So in the basement of the pub, many of the staff working on at close have experienced the sensation of being watched or feeling a sudden chill, which almost mirrors your pub. One night, a staff member reported that after turning off the generator and returning up the stairs, they heard their name being called out sharply. And at the same time, they experienced a sudden chill and frightened, hurried up the remainder of the stairs and out the building. A bit like when you turn a light off at night. And you're just like, I'm gone.
You don't look behind you.
Even as an adult, you go light off, up the stairs as quick as I can. The staff office is also in the basement, and it's reported that one evening, whilst working late, a staff member saw a pot of paper clips appear to fly off the desk onto the floor as if flung by an unknown force.
Probably didn't have to pick them all up.
Nah, okay, you know what? You made the mess, you pick it up. As I run and turn off the light and go. So when you enter the Old King's Highway, you arrive in the ground floor bar, which is a beautifully atmospheric room. It is here that a punter, while sitting at one of the tables, saw a fork jump out of a glass in front of him, onto the seat they were sitting on. Another rather unusual story is reported here, that one night a staff member was chatting to her friends at the bar when somebody's mobile began to ring. Not unusual. The mobile belonged to one of the women seated at the bar. However, when they looked at who the caller was, it said it was the Old King's Highway. The phone for the pub was still on the receiver and nobody had touched it. The call rang out and the woman joked that it was the ghost, at which point the lights at the end of the pub started to flicker.
Whoa.
All of them experienced an unusual chill. I probably wouldn't drink there again. I'm not going to lie.
The pub's ringing.
Yeah.
The pub's ringing, yeah.
Yeah. That's not great. That's not, especially when you can see the pub phone not even being used. So, also upstairs in the pub, staff have also reported seeing shadows in the mirrors surrounding the room, and the apparition of a man and a lady have been seen near the windows at the front of the pub. This area is also prone to mysterious pools of water appearing on the floor, which cannot be explained. Now, poltergeist activity, there does appear to be mysterious pools of water appear just out of nowhere. Part of the Enfield haunting, depending on which bits you believe and which bits you don't, they talked about pools of water appearing in the kitchen. So it is a thing. So as part of looking at this, and it's something that I think you did on the last episode, I found a TripAdvisor review.
Nice.
From the 7th of June 2012. I'll give you a clue. It got 1 star or whatever they call it, one
Right.
rating.
Yeah.
Value, it got 3. Location, 4. The rooms were 2. The cleanliness and service were 3. So it has had 660 reviews, but this one particularly stuck out to me. I will read it verbatim.
Looking forward to this.
We stayed in room 307. First, the good bits. The shower was broken. They made far too much water come out, which was great. Fantastic shower. So that was the good bit. Unfortunately, both me and my girlfriend had trouble sleeping. In the morning, we discovered we'd both experienced the feeling of being watched. Something grabbed my toes and pulled them twice. Something pinned her to the bed and poked her in the side. Never had that happen before. After a bit of Googling, seems it's a ghost. Not into that myself, but never staying there again.
Wow.
And that was it's entitled Strange Night by Antimosh on TripAdvisor.
But you gave it a 1 star because of a ghost.
Well, looking at some of the other ones, it got a 1 star. That this is not about the hotel itself, but merely the Weatherspoons downstairs. The hotel seemed to get good reviews, but the Weatherspoons downstairs, not so great. But there we go. You paid your money, you take your choice, don't you? So that is the Old King's Highway.
We are going back to Aberdeen for my second pub, and we're going to a pub or an inn called the 4 Mile Inn.
Ooh, yeah, like it.
Photos maybe from the 30s or something if you're watching this on YouTube. And for decades, there have been footsteps and mysterious noises such as the sound of dragging from unoccupied areas heard at the historic 4 Mile Inn in Bucksburn, Aberdeen.
Ooh.
A short drive from Aberdeen city centre, the pub has been a firm favourite for locals for many decades. The strange footsteps and noises are usually heard by the bar staff after closing hours, prompting them to go and check the rooms again and again, convinced that there's somebody in the rooms. Clearly, there isn't. It's just ghosts, maybe.
Obviously, ghosts.
Barmen have heard the footsteps coming from a room above that they had previously locked, and when they go back to check the room, they found nothing again. But the footsteps start again when they relock the room and go downstairs. Kind of like a bit of a joke going on with the ghost and the barman. It's thought that this mischievous ghost is of an owner from the 1950s who loved to joke around? Or is it the small child that has been seen? Or the figure of a coachman who's been seen to walk through a wall? Or is it the little girl who's been heard humming a tune in the room where the beer kegs are kept? So quite a lot of different ghosts and entities being seen and heard. The manager, Wendy, has oftentimes felt like there was somebody else in the room with her when she's alone. And once she even felt a hand on her shoulder when there was nobody else in the building. There's a chemical cupboard in the building that has a constant sense of unpleasantness around it. And one time, a staff member tried to enter it, but found the door blocked as if someone was holding it shut from the other side.
Not nice.
No, that's like arguing with the door, trying to get it open. TV sets, again, like the last pub talked about, are said to come on by themselves. And one evening, Wendy, the manager, saw on CCTV in the decking corridor a figure of a man with an old-style hat and holding his hands together. It says that he resembled a man in one of the 100-year-old photos of the building.
Cool.
So he could have been a previous owner again, who's still living there. Seems to be quite a few different ghosts there.
It must be a good place if these ghosts decide that they're not going to leave. So it's got to be a pretty good place to go, even if the dead people don't want to go or leave.
True. I guess people, I get people that sort of never leave the pubs. So when you go to the pub, it's always the same people there night after night. They pass on and just never leave. They just stay somewhere familiar. And just taunting the staff and having a joke with the staff. So yeah, that was just a quick one. I thought it was a bit fun, some fun stories there. Yeah. Again, it's all seemed fairly playful, nothing sort of benevolent about them. Just they're knocking, tapping on the shoulder, they're turning things on and off, knocking, like waiting for them to come up and lock the door. And when they go back down, they start making footsteps again, so they have to come back up and check. Be annoying for the staff. Like, especially it does sound like there's someone in there. You want to obviously make sure there isn't before you lock up and stuff.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, because you won't want to lock somebody in.
Well,
yeah,
it's a pub in it. Go for locking.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to lock somebody in on their own. They'd just be hammered.
Definitely. So yeah, that was Aberdeen, and I think next week we're going to stay in the area. There's quite a few pubs around Aberdeen, this part of Scotland, that have got similar tales. So we shall revisit next week on Haunted Pub Crawl.